Hi, my name's Dulcie Helm, and today I want to talk about creating healthy boundaries when you have MS in order for you to live well with MS, despite what's going on in the world and inside of us. Boundaries help us to have a healthy relationship by allowing us to understand our limitations, learning how to express them kindly without needing to explain why we can't do things. This falls under the category of saying no, letting that no stand, not no because. Because the minute you say no because, you're negotiating, and we don't need that stress in our lives. Boundaries build relationships by modeling consistent behavior as a response to our inconsistent disease. Boundaries are essential for all people, but especially essential when you want to live well with your loved ones while living with MS. As you claim your power with responding to others who are crossing your boundaries or asking you to do things you can't do, you will raise the likelihood of respect and better treatment from all people that normally upset you or put pressure on you. Uh, no one can put pressure on you if you refuse to allow that pressure to be on you. So it's our responsibility to create the boundaries and just say no. There's no pressure here. I can't do it. Why do we need boundaries? Some of us feel the need to keep up with the rest of the world and the demands of life, family, and friends. We spend too much time doing for others, and we have no time to do what we need to do to live healthy with MS. We're too busy caring for our kids or our pets or our home or anything to exercise, do physical therapy, to meditate, to just do things that we like to do that will center us and make us better people and enjoy life. Do we allow ourselves to be doormat? Some of us have been raised to believe that um, that we have to do things for other people so we can feel good about ourselves. Uh, so we have to succeed in doing it all cost, including doing anything nice for ourselves. If we spend that energy, that say like the scooter, they want people with MS to take a disability scooter so you don't waste your energy getting to a weight where you can lift weights and use the energy in the right area. So sometimes doing favors or doing things to make somebody else's life better is actually sacrificing ourselves. Are we enablers? Are those who want to make There are those of us who want to make sure our loved ones have everything they need, protected from every problem and emotion. We're the only ones that can make their sandwich or find what they've lost. How can we do this and still have anything left for ourselves? There isn't enough Ritalin in the world to be able to be all things to all people and just a little bit to ourselves. We must allow God to give them the gift of handling their own problems, and we have when we have nothing to give. This helps them help us. It establishes a pattern. When you say, "I can't do it," "I'm tired," or "No, I'll do it later," then they may they learn that it's not out of meanness. It's because our abilities are not there. Are we pleasers? Are we such people pleasers that some of us take a precedence over pleasing people at the expense of our physical ability? Our happiness, some of us think our happiness is dependent on the happiness of others. If you know that saying, happy wife, happy life. Well, you know what? It's just not true. We have to make ourselves happy first, and then you ever hear that saying, "Your cup runneth over"? And God wants us to love others the way we love ourselves. Well, so many of us don't know how to love ourselves. So what we need to focus is filling that cup, being complete, so we can truly love other people without it taking from us. Let's see. We need to have boundaries for ourselves so we don't let ourselves get away with unacceptable behavior. Yesterday I was so tired, and I thought, no, you know what? I did the rituximab 2 days ago. I should take off. But see, I took off the day after I took the rituximab. So my body was just telling my brain, no, you're just too tired. Well, I have boundaries. My boundary to myself is not allowing my body to dictate what my mind knows it has to be done. Use it or lose it. So I went to the gym yesterday, and my YouTube video on the stair workout for legs, I did that, and then I did a type of doorknob squat there. Just did a ton of it, and that was good for my body because it allows me to walk a little better and have better abilities there. We need to have boundaries for others so we don't treat them in a way that's maybe unacceptable. Um, we have to watch ourselves when we ask people to get water or we start getting demanding. We have to remember that even though we're not feeling well, or personally, when I feel short and snappy, or when I really need help there, I'm just not as kind. And I have to remember to be kind, and not say anything to the people I love that I wouldn't want to hear myself. All right, why have boundaries? Boundaries are important to protect and care for ourselves. They're important for raising children. Everybody responds well to consistency, spouses and kids. This allows children to feel safe, respected, and valued because they know what to expect based on our consistent behavior. And even with your spouse, if you act a certain way, like for instance, I'll be too tired to even sit in the living room and read because he may be talking to me. Well, when I say I can't have an opinion on that because I'm too tired, then it's my job to walk into a room just to get out of the situation. So I have to be able to do that. Um, Let me see. Boundaries help us define our abilities and limitations. Without boundaries, we may not even know how we feel, what we need, and what we cannot do. Boundaries allow us to get in touch with ourselves. Boundaries help minimize stress and conflict in relationship. Clear boundaries remove the unexpected. And there's a saying, disappointments or unfulfilled expectations. So we can't put these unreasonable expectations on our body. When we don't perform, then we're disappointed in ourselves, and that will keep feeding ourselves. So I have that video about how to prioritize your life with your energy, and making lists. And also that is extremely helpful for me because that allows me to have the boundaries of doing things when I don't have energy and working it in with things that have energy. Telltale signs that we people with MS need boundaries. We are consistently complaining about others who are pressuring us, or just snapping back. When my mom will say, "You have to call the doctor and ask for this medication" or something, and that is such it's such pressure on me. but it's not her pressuring me. It's me allowing myself to get stressed out. I'm putting pressure on myself. So the best thing I've learned to do is say, thank you, Mom. Thanks for sharing, and I'll keep that in mind. You may be right. We try, the next thing, you need boundaries, is we try to do things without even assessing if the toll of the effort will be hard on us. We may want to use the effort in a better way for us. We may say, I always think, do exercise first. So I would much rather go and do squats and then come back and say vacuum the house, or not have any energy to vacuum the house. But it's the priority is focused on me remaining in this body, in this life, and doing it the best way I can. Another reason why we need boundaries is we feel like we're letting ourselves down and we're letting everyone else down. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The only reason why you're letting yourself down is because you think you should do it, and you have most of us don't have any idea of how successful we are throughout the day. Are we allowing our own and other people's behaviors make us into people we don't want to be? We are kind and lovable people, and sometimes when we react with this disease or the symptoms, the brain fog and all, if we don't have boundaries, we might respond in a way that is not who we are. All right, how do you set healthy boundaries? First, you have to define and establish what you can and cannot do when we're feeling certain symptoms that interfere with our abilities. So, for instance, get a notebook and write down the symptoms you have. Brain fog, what can't you do? You cannot have a conversation with that. How will you react? You'll say, I'm sorry, honey, I just can't discuss that now, but would you allow, why don't we talk about this later? Can we talk about this at dinner? Because then you have time to brush up on what he wants to talk about. So you do that. The other thing is asking, if somebody asked you, could you please clean up, vacuum the house, and you just don't have the energy. My response is, I can't do it now, but I have every intention of doing it within the next 3 days. If you need it done before that, maybe you can do it, or just wait. It'll get done. We must establish a plan on how to respond to unreasonable or untimely suggestions. So that was that third column. When I say symptom, what we can't do, we've established we can't do it, and how are we going to respond? So come up with a couple different responses. No, I wish I could, but never say you're sorry, because you're not. Who are you? Are you sorry for having MS? Are you letting other people down because you want to? No, you're not. You just can't do it. So don't say you're sorry. Just say, I absolutely want to do everything you ask, but I can only do it within the ability that I have in my own body. We must learn to say without feeling, so the matter of fact. We have to do that. We must say what we mean what we say, and not say it mean. Let's see. Let's see. I already explained that here. We must learn to emotionally detach from our declarations, because there is nothing emotional or mean or manipulative about telling somebody you cannot walk out to the mailbox when you can't do it. It's raining, it's cold. I can't physically vacuum right now. It's not that I don't want to vacuum or it doesn't need vacuuming or it has nothing to do with how I love you, but it's just not going to be done by me right now. We let's see, because our desires have no impact on our abilities. We must be sure we can be consistent with our behavior and true to ourselves. This is how we learn how to be kind to ourselves. I'll just finish this up. I'll give you some examples of clear boundaries of what I have said. I'm too tired to make dinner. I'll make it first thing in the morning so we have it there tomorrow night. I'd like to carry the laundry basket downstairs, but I'm unable. The sooner you can bring it downstairs for me, the more likely I'll physically be able to get it done. So there are just some examples. Here's some more. I'm sorry I forgot the appointment time and we're here a week early. Maybe you can remember to ask me to confirm the appointment before we leave. That way you can back me up. That happened to me last week. My husband brought me down to the doctor's and we were there a week early. So I sat down with him and we looked at the date to confirm the date, and it was our anniversary and we forgot that too. So you can also, the other thing I said is, I'll get the groceries within the next 3 days, or I can make a list and you can go get them. I appreciate you, and always thank people when they help you, because people feel good about themselves when they're helping us. So we can say, I appreciate you for helping me out like that. And I appreciate when you help me out like that when I'm struggling this bad. Um, and that's basically it. Please subscribe. Go to msfrontiers.org. There's different support groups that you can join, and there's lots of resources there for you if you have MS there. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you for watching, and keep coming back.